hell do you show up in people's email boxes without being a pain in the ass? I know everyone needs to know this, and everyone asks this, and everyone's like, but Dana, I don't want to sound like I'm a pain in the ass. I don't want to be pushy. These people don't want to hear from me all this often. All of this information is like way too much overload. And then we focus on doing social media, which is absolutely fine. And y'all know I'm on social media. So how do we create that balance, and why do we think email needs to be different? Hey guys, I am Dana Sacco. I am with Eye to Eye Hype. I am a CRM and marketing specialist, and I work with automation systems because I think that we really need to stay consistent without being locked at our computers all the time. And this is such a huge thing for us. So if you're here, go ahead, give me a thumbs up. I've got YouTube going over here because that way I can see the chat over there. I can see the chat from Facebook over here. It's always fun when you start adding multiple things and you have things going on. And I absolutely love the YouTube thing. And a couple, just to kind of let you all know, I will be doing some exclusive training over on YouTube. So make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button so that you'll get notified when I do that. So email marketing is huge. It's been around forever. It's been around since the beginning. Why? Because we all have email boxes. Every single person. I don't know anyone that doesn't have an email box. Why? Because everyone needs to receive something by email. Now, if you have someone that has reached out to you, guess what, guys? They have requested your email. They've requested you to contact them. It doesn't mean that they're going to stay on your list forever and ever. However, if you provide content, which is A, helpful to the people, B, not only sales related, people will be more apt to pay attention and read what you have to write. And the nice part about this is actually one of my favorite pieces, is that you do need to do this consistently. Let me repeat that. You need to do this consistently. And yes, you can email people more than one time a week or a month. The whole concept about email marketing is scheduling stuff in advance so that you can stop thinking about it. The idea is also, what should we be doing? How often should we be doing this? And how can we maintain our email list without being considered spam? And I know this was like a big thing for so many people. And I've managed email lists from the small 100s to going up into the 100,000s. And guess what, guys? The concepts are all the same. It doesn't make a difference if you're making $1,000 a month or if you're making 7 figures a month. The concept is the same. We all want to be sending emails to our people. We all don't want to write the content all the time. We all don't want to feel pushy. Because there's a fine line between being pushy and allowing people to know what's going on. Yes, we are allowed to have promotional periods where you can send multiple emails, believe it or not, in a day. And people won't be annoyed with it. They're either going to ignore it or they're going to move on to something else. But to start with, if you have never sent emails to your people, if you've just done like occasional emails, I want you to start consistently doing it one time per week. And this is not a sales email. This is a informational email, which is going to help them by promoting a concept, by promoting, something that they're probably thinking about. And this is just one time per week. And I want you to do that for a month. That means 4 emails, guys. 4 emails, 4 informational emails. Then I want you to increase it to 2. If email marketing is where you want to be, and I guarantee you in 2023, guys, we're building those relationships, and this is where we all want to be. We want to be in their email box. Why? Because I want to explain one person that's in my email box every single day, multiple times a day. I have no idea what this person does. I honestly don't. I don't know what I downloaded from this person. However, she's in my email box every single day. Almost every single day, I get 1 to 2 emails from her. And that includes weekends. So she's sending a minimum of 7 emails per month. In her emails, I recognize them every single time because it pops up with her name. I see them. I open them. Not all the time. But I have no idea what I requested from this person or whatever, but I know the name. I absolutely know the name. Now imagine you've got someone out there that you're talking to and you've requested information from them, right? And now, like me, they've completely forgotten what the hell they requested from you, but they know your name. That's what you want. And it was funny because I was in a Facebook group this past week and someone said, the person's name was exactly who they needed to talk to. And I was like, hey, I know that person. Let me go back and go check the emails that she sent me and see if it's something that I'm interested in. It wasn't, it's the whole thing of shiny syndrome right now, and looking at so many different things and looking for things for different people that I work with. However, I knew the name, I knew where I could find her information, I knew where to go to, and boom, it was right there, right? You want that type of recognition for you and your business. So you start with the 1 email per week if you've only been sending them random emails and you haven't been consistently doing it. And this is not a sales email, people. This is an email that is informational based on what you do. For example, I actually put together, because of the number of requests that I did, and I will drop it into I'll drop it into the description or into the comments, my link for this, because it was requested so many times. But Dana, I have no clue what the hell to write. Well, so I went through and I have now 25 emails for both financial pros and then 25 emails for online service providers. You can actually, believe it or not, some of them cross over. So you can feel free to look at whatever. And I'm doing it per quarter. Every quarter, there's going to be new topics and everything else. Why? Because that takes the pressure off of you. Imagine you can schedule 1 email per week, pick and choose which emails you want, go ahead and make them so that they're yours, brand them to you, make it sound like you guys, these are just templates. If you want to copy and paste them, go right ahead, but it will give you the consistency you need on one facet of it. Now, the second email that you could start sending is, hey, I did a live this week. Guess what? I just added that to my repertoire, where right after my lives, I go and write something up that will send out the next day. And that says, hey, yesterday I did this. You all might be interested in it because it's a big thing and everyone's talking about it, right? So this is one of those things that, help out people. It's no different than if you're thinking of social media. And if you're looking at social media, I have no idea. There's something that just popped up on my screen. It looks really weird. But if you're doing social media, and I know 99% of you are doing some sort of social media. Oh, for some reason it totally just deleted me for a second there. So let me come back. Okay, so I got deleted there. No idea why it kicked me off the stream, but I'm back. But anyway, so you sit there and you start sending things, almost relatively the same thing that you're doing in social media. So I wouldn't do like exactly word for word all the time, because some people are going to be crossover. But believe me, there are people that only read emails, and there are people that only go on Facebook, and there are only people that go on LinkedIn. So there are different places where people live online. I have no idea why it keeps kicking me out of here, and this is really kind of irritating. All right, but I live on Facebook. I pretty much live on Facebook. I like scrolling through it. I look at the lives. I look at the reels. Reels crack me up. I can guarantee you I'm not listening to your reels. So if you don't have closed captioning on it, you really need it. Okay. But that's secondary. But that's where I live. I don't live in my emails, but there are people that do. I have a couple clients that they're not on Facebook at all. 0 Facebook presence. 0. So if they have zero Facebook presence, where are they showing up? They're showing up in people's emails. They're showing up on LinkedIn. Why? Because LinkedIn is more business oriented. It doesn't mean that there aren't scammers, spammers, and everything else over there, right? It just has to do with what's happening. And that's where they show up. So that's where they are. Why? Because it's more of a business presence. And for what they're doing, that makes sense to them. So they're in the emails and they're in there. Oh my gosh, I have never had this happen before where it's this bad. Well, I've never actually had it happen before. All right. I'm making sure that it's like checking because I don't want to have to restart. But the idea, okay, let's go. You've got one email per week, right? One email per week is your informational email. Your second email per week, go ahead and make it your, hey, I did this week. Or I posted this week. It doesn't have to be that you did a live video. I share my YouTube. That's all I do. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning, their time. And I make sure it's always in the contacts time, not my time, because people are in different time zones. So we make sure that they receive it in their time zone. At 8 o'clock in the morning, I send out an email. It might go out just a little bit later, but I'm thinking it's coffee time. And that's when I send it. Coffee time, I'm sending, hey, you might be interested in this, and go ahead and click on it. And I might give them a rundown of it. I don't always. But so that's the second email that I go ahead and send. Now, if I did have a promotion or a sale item, I might do a promotional sequence, which may or may not overlap. A promotional sequence is a minimum of 5 emails, guys, leading up to a sale, leading up to an event. It can be for a webinar. It can be for a free item. It can be for any of these different types of things. This is what you're looking for, right? You want to attract their attention. You want to do a call of action. Every single email that you send out needs a call to action. Call to action can be as simple as, hey, just reply to this email and let me know what you think. Or, oh, this is going to drive me nuts. Okay. And what's funny is that it's just the video that keeps going out, and I'm not sure why. So every single email that you send out needs some sort of call to action. If you have a call to action on your email, you need to track it. And a lot of people are like, what the hell are you talking about, Dana? Well, say you have a promotional email sequence go out, right? And someone buys it. Yay! Someone bought it. Someone registered for the webinar, whatever. I don't want to keep receiving the emails telling me about it. I want to be removed from that list and put on a different list that tells me what to expect or how to get started. So remember, someone does that. Now, if I'm looking at my YouTube and I'm like, hey, here's my YouTube channel, whatever. This is a video I think you might like. I'm sharing it with you because I think it's important that you like this. What I'm doing for the call to action, where I'm tracking it, is that they clicked on that YouTube video. Why? Because it lets me know how many people are actually clicking and reading my emails. Clicks actually count. Apple set up some sort of thing. I'm not going to get into the whole geekiness of it, where the open rate is not necessarily tracked. They just don't want to. And I kind of understand that in some sort of thing. So what people are doing is they're tracking clicks. It's not just open rates. They're tracking how many times do people click. So combining that sort of data, if they came from an iPhone, I want to know. If they came from an iPhone and they clicked, that lets me know that it's working. So there's things that you can track to say, hey, more people are interested in this type of material than this one. If they unsubscribe, whenever I run a promotional thing, I want to know. Why? Because the wording might be wrong for me. But at the exact same time, if people are clicking, I can now check to see If they are, they stay on the list. If they are not, I want to make sure that they want to be on my list. Why? Because how many people are paying for users to be in your email marketing list? You are. Plain and simple, you are. Every single email platform out there has a number of subscribers associated with the fee. So make sure that they are. So you are sending emails on a strategic planning stage. Once you get to the 2, go ahead. If you want to up it to 3, go for it. Go for it. But make sure that the content that you are providing is not just some bullshit. Your content needs to be good. It is not just, hey, look at me. It is, hey, this can help you. For example, some of the topics that I wrote some of these emails about and set up were like tips and tricks on small business taxes, tips and tricks on this sort of thing, tips and tricks on this. So having those different types of items there is actually very cool. Why? Because I'm going to be looking for those emails. If you have a tip for me that might help my business, I want to know about it. If there's like a checklist thing that you're going to give me, I might want it. Why? Because that checklist might end up being part of my daily routine. For example, I have an email being scheduled at some point, which I have written, I haven't decided when, of keeping track of your tasks and not having overwhelm. And believe it or not, as an online service provider, this is excellent content. Why? Because every single time that you talk to someone, I am an online service provider. In other words, I provide services online, and this can cross over. Why? Because I'm working with small businesses on every single level. And at every single level, we have overwhelm. And we have days where we sit there and we're like, oh my God, I cannot handle anymore. So I have a time management email going out. It's relevant content. It's relevant content. Now, some of you are like, well, Dana, I have no idea, if my people want to hear from me. Yes, they do. They signed up for a reason. They requested your information for a reason to begin with. Now, you can have totally different content going to your clients than you do your nurturing sequence, because you don't want to give everything away for free, right? I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not giving away my complete email marketing strategy for free. I'm not. I've been running email sequences for 30 years. I have a very high open rate for 30 years with multiple businesses. Even when I did a direct sale company, within 2 weeks, I had over 800 people subscribe to my email list in 2 weeks. And I did not sell them anything that they didn't want to hear. And it was completely separate than the company's email list. It was completely separate. It had nothing to do with who was actually buying from me. It was people who wanted to know more. And it was 800 people in 2 weeks. It was strategic. It was planning. It's the same type of thing. Guess what, guys? In 30 years, we haven't changed. I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, so much online marketing has changed. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the analytics have. Social media drives me nuts. It's why I stopped doing social media marketing as a professional. Why? Because changing the algorithms and all of that information was very overwhelming. Now, I'm the first to admit it, and I've been doing this forever. Some of you that I talk to aren't even 30 years old yet. And I've been doing this since before you were thought of. But at the same time, we sit there and we realize that email marketing hasn't changed. Yes, tracking has changed. Yes, the sendabilities have changed. Yes, the deliverability concepts have changed. We're not running from like the software packages have changed. Gosh forbid. They have become more complex. But at the same time, the strategic methods are the same. And it doesn't make a difference if you're a financial professional, if you're a coach, if you're virtual assistant, it doesn't make a difference. The strategic methods are the same. So what you're doing is A, you're providing informational content at least once a week. B, you're referring them to something that you did maybe on a different platform. Why? Because that's helping both platforms. 3, maybe you are offering something or have something coming up that you think people should know about. Those are 3 things for you to get started. Now, how many times can you send a week? Like I said, I have a person that I signed up on their email list. I receive something from them 7 days a week. Some days I receive multiple emails. You know what? I haven't unsubscribed. Why? Because her information is not bad. It's not bad. I don't read it every day, but I will occasionally go look at it. So if you are providing decent information, people won't unsubscribe. Like I said, I have no clue what I requested from her. It was some sort of lead magnet because I was curious about it. And I don't remember what it was. But at the same time, there are other ones that send me emails and within a heartbeat, I'm gone. Because every single email they send me is something to do with a sale. Some sort of sales push. I don't need that. If I want your shit, I'm going to come and buy it. But if you show me value, I'm going to remember who you are. And yes, I do know the name of the person that does this. And it's one of those things that you sit there and you're like, dang, that's actually pretty cool. She's got great strategy. Why? Because again, everyone knows her name. She apparently was recommended in another group for having like an awesome paid Facebook group. It's low-priced paid Facebook group. So there are different methods. There are different ways to do it. The idea is information without giving it away. You're not actually, I'm going to go with the bookkeeper here because I got all those emails done within the last few days. And you're not going to teach people how to be a bookkeeper. And you're not going to teach people to do their own bookkeeping. But you can give them hints. You know, like a checklist of things that they need to have done monthly. The concept is that if that checklist, believe it or not, feels overwhelming for them, that's when they're going to come to you. It's the same thing I do with CRM systems. It's not the fact that people can't set them up for themselves, and most of you guys can. But is it overwhelming for you? Absolutely. Is it exhausting? Absolutely. Picking one out can be overwhelming. And I understand that because there are, just this week, 10 people sent me 10 different CRM systems for me to say, hey, the question was, hey, what do you think of this one? Holy mother of pearl. That is a lot of CRM systems out there. Some of them aren't technically CRMs. They're just having fun putting that in their name because that's a catchphrase apparently right now. To have one, and some of them, when you really dig into it, it's not a CRM system. And some of them are. And then some of them people are like, well, this should do my email marketing. No, it doesn't. So there's a lot of different things to be looking at. Am I going to give away how to set it up? No, I'm not. It's no different than me sitting there and teaching someone through the DMs how to set up their CRM system. It's not going to happen. First of all, it's not possible. Second of all, it's exhausting for me. So why would I do that? But you can give them tips. Now with your, hey, take a look at this that I did. That's a quick email. It doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't need to be whatever. It just needs to be, hey, I wrote this article. I thought you might like it. Hey, I saw this blog post. I thought you would like it. I was thinking of you and this. Yeah, you send it out to 1,000 people, but guess what? You are thinking of them. Why? Because you're thinking of people that you want to work with. Plain and simple. You are thinking of them. Now, another thing that I do want to tell you is, and I know that the topic of this one is how many emails can you send a week? The answer for that is as many. It did it again. But with how many emails you want to send per week, it's really up to you. The idea is to slowly build your email marketing, and with increasing it, don't say, all of a sudden there was a person, and I've discussed this in another video, who had 45,000 people on her email list, and her email domain name got blacklisted during Black Friday. Well, her client's email domain name got blacklisted. You want to know why? Because she didn't nurture them. If you nurture them and you keep your email list clean, you can send as many emails as you want per week, because people want your shit. They want it. If you do not take care of your email list, and say you've just been randomly sending emails and you decide to send a Black Friday offer, which is 10 emails usually, you're going to get blacklisted, because all of a sudden you're sending a ton of emails, and that's not cool. So the idea is to keep your email list warm, keep it clean, and decide what strategy works for you. For me, it's 1 to 2 emails per week. It may go up to more, but I haven't decided yet. So if you're thinking of doing email marketing, decide how many emails you want to send per week, what your goal is. What is your goal of your email list? The money is in the follow-up is like a phrase from I don't even know what, and it is so true. Because the more often you show up, the more often people are going to see your name, and they're going to recognize who the hell you are. They're going to be looking for you. They're going to be able to recommend you. Hey, Dana had an email about that last week. Here, let me share it. Believe it or not, that happens more than I ever thought it would. I never thought it would. I mean, it surprises me that people share my YouTube videos. So those type of things are big, and it's name recognition, and it has to do with your branding. So if you do it strategically and you do it correctly, your domain name will be just fine. Your email list will stay healthy, and you will have an email list of people who want to hear from you. So there is no magic number for the emails that you are to send. I'm not going to say you must send, because for the past year, I've sent maybe one email a week. If I skipped a week, it was honestly because of something else that happened, and I forgot to schedule one. So there is no magic number. There's no magic number that says it's too many either. All it has to do with is if you're providing content that your subscribers want to hear. And if you're doing that, your goal. I have no idea what is wrong with this dang thing, and I apologize for that. I don't know why it keeps kicking me off. I will have to figure that out. So, especially since my internet connection is wired in and it's just fine. So guys, if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and leave a comment. I will get to them all. I will also drop inside the comments and inside the description the link to my emails, where you can buy quarterly emails to go ahead and edit and upload right into your system, so that you can go ahead and start 2023. with email content. I am also doing a webinar, probably the second week in January. Date is to be determined. And if you want that link to sign up for the wait list for that, so you know when it's going to come up, it's all about email marketing strategy and how to design yours. Let me know, and we will go ahead and take care of it. Guys, you have a great day. Thank you so much for being patient with this, and we will talk soon.